Welcome back, children. We are going to start a new chapter in social studies from geography, chapter 7, India, location, border, area and physiography. This chapter you will be having only one video. Let's start and begin with the chapter. Chapter 7, India, location, border, area and physiography. You have learned about the location, borders, area and physiography of Gujarat in class 6. Now we'll learn about India. In standard 7 we'll learn about the physiographic divisions of India. In standard 6 you all have learned about Gujarat. Fill in the information in the blanks given below about India. India lies between 8.4 degree north latitude to 37.6 degree north latitudes and 68.7 degree east to 97.25 degree north longitudes. Latitudes and longitudes we are going to study in detail in the coming chapter, but one must understand that India lies between these latitudes and longitudes. India is in the south of Asia. Understanding more about the borders, Bangladesh is in the east, Arabian Sea is in the west, Himalayan mountain is in the north, Sri Lanka is in the south, Pakistan country is in the northwest. Let's move ahead and understand in detail. Area. India extends from Kashmir in the north to Kanyakumari in the south and covers a distance of 3,214 kilometers from north to south. It extends from Arunachal Pradesh in the east to Dwarka in the west and covers 2,933 kilometers from east to west. The land area of India is approximately 32,87,263 square kilometers. Hence, India is considered as the 7th largest country in the world in terms of land area. So, India extends from Kashmir to Kanyakumari and it extends from Arunachal Pradesh to Dwarka in the west. India is having approximately 32,87,263 square kilometers as a land area, and because of this vastness of it, it is considered as the 7th largest country when it comes to in the world, 7th largest country in the world in terms of land area. India tapers towards the north and the south and is relatively broader in the center. That means when we see the northern part and the southern part of India, you would see it is bit narrow, okay, झुका हुआ है. But if you see India in the map, it is seen to be little broader, relatively broader in the center. There are 29 states and 7 union territories, including New Delhi, the capital of India. So we have 29 states and 7 union territories, and New Delhi is the capital of India. Physiography. The landform of India is not uniform everywhere. On the basis of variations in the landform, India can be divided into following 5 physiographic divisions. So the land in India is not same everywhere. So based on the type of land that India is having, India has been divided into 5 divisions, physiographic division. First, the northern mountain range. Second, plains of northern India. Third, central and the Deccan plateaus of India. Fourth, coastal plains. Fifth, islands and archipelagos. And sixth, Indian desert. Let's see and understand one by one in detail. The Himalayas is the chain of 3 mountains and is called the Himalayan mountain range. It is the highest mountain range in the world. There are 3 divisions of the northern mountain range. So Himalaya is a chain of 3 mountains and it is called Himalayan mountain range, and it is the highest mountain range in the world, and it has been divided into 3 mountain ranges. Himalayan mountain range, Himalayas and Eastern Himalayas or Purvanchal. There are three distinct and parallel ranges. The northernmost range towards China is known as the Greater Himalayas. The Central Himalayas lies in the center, and the range towards India is called the Shivalik range. So the northernmost range towards China is known as Greater Himalayas. In center lies the Central Himalayas, and the range towards India is called the Shivalik range. Mountain ranges of Himalayas. Mount Godwin Austen Peak of India is 8,611 meters high. It lies in the Karakoram range. Mount Everest is the highest peak in the world, which is located in the Himalayan range in Nepal. Kanchenjunga, Nanda Devi, and Badrinath are the highest peak located in the mountain range of the Himalayas in India. Now it says the tallest peak of India, Mount Godwin Austen, is in the Karakoram range. The tallest peak of the world is Mount Everest, and that is in the Himalayan mountain range in Nepal. Besides these, there are other tall peaks in Himalayas such as Kanchenjunga, Nanda Devi, and Badrinath. So Kanchenjunga is 8,518 meters. Nanda Devi is 7,817 meters, and Badrinath is 7,138 meters. This is what comes in the terms of kilometers. Mountainous regions of eastern Himalayas. The eastern part of Himalayas is mountainous. Patkoi and Lushai, very high hills from the part of eastern Himalayas, whereas Garo, Khasi, Jayanti, and Naga, the not so high hills from the parts of the southern Himalayas from the east west direction. Now it says that in the eastern Himalayas, Patkoi and Lushai ranges are located, and the Garo, Khasi, Jayanti, and Naga hills spread eastern Himalayas are in the south. So when we call the seven sisters, in this seven sister range, in this seven sister east west location, we would get all these hills that been discussed or talked about over here. Moving 2. Plains of northern India. The plains to the south of the northern mountain range are formed by the alluvium brought by the Himalayas and peninsular rivers. They cover the vast area to the north India. That is why they are known as the plains of northern India. The plains made by the rivers are so vast that it is one of the largest plains in the world formed by the rivers. Due to the vastness of these plains, it is one of the most prosperous and populated areas of India. So they say that the northern plains are formed by the alluvium of various small and large rivers emerging from the Himalayas. These plains is considered to be one of the largest alluvium plains of the world. This is the prosperous and densely populated region of India. These areas are very developed ones also when it comes in northern India. Third, Central and Deccan Plateaus of India. The Central and the Deccan Plateau lie to the south of the plain of northern India. They are spread like a triangle surrounded by the water body on three sides. So it is called a peninsula. It is the oldest landmass made up of rocks. The Rift Valley of the Narmada and the Shan rivers are located in this plateau. This plateau is further divided into two parts, Malwa Plateau to the north and the Deccan Plateau to the south. The soil in this plateau is not very fertile, but because it is black, this area yields a variety of crop and in also a treasure house of many minerals. Now they says that the central and southern plateau of India is very much like an inverted triangle. You can see this in the map that is given just beside it. These are the seas. There are seas on its three sides, so it is called a peninsula. A area which has been covered by the water body around landmass which has been covered by surrounded by the water body is known as peninsula. The valleys of river Narmada and river Shan are situated in the central part of the plateau. This is divided into two major parts. Its northern part is known as Malwa Plateau and its southern part is called as a Deccan Plateau. This is prosperous. Prosperous means what? Growing, very rich in nature. So this is a growing and developing region for mineral resources. So it is also called a treasure of minerals of India. Prosperous means what? Being rich. Okay, and since it is prosperous, it is developing also. So this area is very rich, very prosperous in terms of mineral resources. Let's move ahead. Coastal plain. India is surrounded by the seas on all three sides. The coastal line is approximately 7,517 kilometers long. The coastal region is made up of narrow plains. The oceans lies on one side of the coastal plain while the peninsular plateau lies on the other. The region lying to the east of the Eastern Ghat is known as the Eastern Coastal Plain. It is well known for its fishing industry. Chennai, Pondicherry, Machilipatnam, and Vishakhapatnam, Vizag are the well known ports located on the eastern coastal plains. Now they are saying the eastern coastal plain lies to the east of the Deccan Plateau and to the west is the western coastal plain. Okay, so we'll read western coastal plain also and then I'll explain you together. The region lies to the west of the Western Ghat is known as the western coastal plain. It is narrower than the eastern coastal plain. This area has black fertile soil with aluminium deposit which is conducive to the growth of crops. The western coastal plain is renowned for its transportation services and fishing industry. The major ports and cities like Mumbai, Kandla, Mangaluru, Calicut and Trivandrum are located in this region. So now let's understand the entire coastal line. The eastern coastal plain lies to the east of Deccan Plateau and to the west is the western coastal plain. So in east there is a eastern coastal plain and in the west there is a western coastal plain. The eastern coastal plain is famous for fishery. Some famous ports and large cities on eastern coast are Chennai, Pondicherry, Machilipatnam and Vishakhapatnam. The western coastal plain is narrower, smaller than the eastern coastal plain. It is fertile because it is formed of black soil and alluvium. It is useful for the transportation and for fishery. Some famous ports and cities on this coast are Kandla, Mangaluru, Calicut, and Trivandrum. Okay, so these are the major areas that gives an understanding of the coastal plains. Archipelago and island. A piece of land smaller than a continent that is surrounded by water is an island. A group of many such islands form an archipelago. The Lakshadweep and Minicoy Islands are situated in the Arabian Sea towards the west of India, whereas the Andaman and Nicobar Islands are situated in the Bay of Bengal towards the east of India. Now, let's understand it in detail. Okay, so they says the land which is being surrounded by water, okay, is known as an island. It is smaller than a continent. Okay, a group of many such islands when they form and when they are formed, they are known as archipelagos. The Lakshadweep and Minicoy Islands are situated in the Arabian Sea towards the west, and Andaman and Nicobar Islands are situated in the Bay of Bengal towards the east of India. Moving ahead, desert. 6. The desert of Rajasthan lies to the west of the Aravalli mountain range. The soil here is sandy and the climate is dry and unbearable. Most of the time, this region receives less than 20 centimeter of annual rainfall. Hence, it faces water shortage and remains dry, barren, and uninhabited. Due to the scarcity of water and unavailability of basic necessities, the population of this region is very less. Date palms and caravans pulled by the camels are seen in this region. Northern Rajasthan is being irrigated through the river Satluj via Indira Canal. The canal has succeeded in turning the area fertile and favorable for agriculture growth. The kind of desert in the Rann of Kutch differs from the desert of Rajasthan desert. The Kutch desert is divided into two parts, Big Run and Small Run. The soil of the Rann of Kutch is highly saline. It appears as if the desert soil is covered with a white sheet. Is covered with white sheet. This is the only desert of its kind in the world. So let's understand. The western part of the Rajasthan is a desert. The rainfall in this area is very scanty in nature. So most of the part of the region is a dry, barren and uninhabited. That means life does not exist as it exists in an area where there is water. Population is very scanty. Scanty means is very less. Northern deserts of Rajasthan gets water for its cultivation from Indira Canal through river Satluj. So this has become a green region. So it has given a lot of this Indira Canal has played a vital role, an important role in bringing agriculture and agricultural growth in this region. In Gujarat, the Run of Kutch is divided into two parts. Greater Run, that we can call as a big run or little run, or we can also call it as a small run. The Kutch desert is a large is one of its own kind of desert where the sand looks like as if it is been covered with a white sheet, and this type of desert is in this region exists only in Kutch in the world. No other area is having such type of run in the world. So it is of its own one kind, of its own specific kind of white desert that we called normally is of its own kind in the world. Over here, we end our chapter 7, India, location, border, and physiography. Thank you.